Hey there! Today we're diving into an exciting topic, database migration. We'll look at the differences between manual and automated migration. You will learn why automation could be a game changer for your business needs. Let's get started. Databases are at the heart of enterprise software. You might feel like you just picked the perfect one based on cost and performance. But as market demands evolve and data grows, it might no longer meet your needs. Now it's time to migrate to a better fit. The big question is, how should you handle this migration? Should you go manual or automate the process? Let's jump right in. Before jumping in, it's essential to assess your current database to understand the complexity of your migration. Here's what you need to consider. Count the tables, indexes, views, triggers, and stored procedures. Check the total data volume and the SQL code to transfer. Analyze the data types in your current database, map them to the new system. Also consider the frequency of data changes. Could cold or archival data be moved early to reduce downtime later? Review the business logic, including transactions, exception handling, and dynamic SQL. Manual conversion of these can be slow and challenging. And of course, don't forget to set up a test environment with test data and test cases ready to go. Now that you've assessed your database and understand the scope, it's time to choose your path forward, manual or automated migration. Let's consider the manual migration. First, it's time-consuming. Migrating by hand is slow, especially for large databases. Also, there is a risk of human errors. Each piece of code has to be manually converted, which means typos and errors are more likely. Finally, it is labor-intensive. Manual conversion brings a lot of work. Your team might end up spending most of their time on repetitive tasks. But what if you're considering automation? Let's talk about a robust tool that can make this process seamless. Ispirer Toolkit. Here's why this software is a game changer. With Ispirer, over 85% of your code is converted automatically. This means you're avoiding hours or even weeks of manual work. Plus, automated conversion means fewer human errors, which speeds up testing and reduces debugging time. By automating routine tasks, Ispirer reduces your team's workload, cutting down project costs by up to 5 times compared to the manual approach. This way, your team can focus on higher value tasks rather than tedious code conversion. Finally, automation significantly reduces risks. With shorter timelines and a smaller team, there's less room for errors, delays, or miscommunication. The result? A smoother, more efficient migration with fewer chances of setbacks or costly mistakes. Now, let's check out a real-world example to see Ispirer Toolkit in action. I'll be converting SQL Server code to PostgreSQL using some sample code from the open-source Northwind database. It will give you a clear picture of just how effective automation can be for your SQL conversion. Let's take a look at the categories table. A table that appears simple at first can still be tricky to convert. First, in PostgreSQL, identity works with a different syntax. Second, you'll need to map the nvrchar, ntext, and image types to their PostgreSQL equivalents. Then, the default schema in Microsoft SQL Server is DBO, whereas PostgreSQL uses public. Finally, all square brackets must be removed. Here's how many changes you need to make to migrate just this single table. Let's move on to converting the simplest procedure from the same database. While Microsoft Database uses result sets to return data from a procedure, PostgreSQL offers several different ways that aren't similar to SQL Server syntax. Option 1. Returning a dataset. You need to set up an additional type that includes all the fields and their types you want to return. In this case, the procedure will be converted into a function. Option 2. Using the table statement. Similar to the first option, but instead of returning a dataset of a specific type, you'll return a table. Option 3. Using return cursors. In this case, the result sets are returned as cursors, so you don't have to specify the fields and their types. The only downside is that you'll need to add a second parameter. Note that in 2 of the options, the procedure turns into a function. In the third case, an extra output parameter is added. Thus, you'll need to adjust all the procedure call sites. This can take a lot of time if done manually, but Ispirer Toolkit does it automatically by default and doesn't require any extra setup or running additional procedures. I've just covered a few basic examples of converting SQL code. Now imagine the effort needed to convert a database containing 100,000 lines of code or more. We've explored the differences between manual and automated migration and seen how Ispirer Toolkit can save time, reduce costs, and minimize project risks. Remember, database migration doesn't have to be a complicated manual effort. Automation can transform the process. Book a free demo with our experts today and see the power of Ispirer Toolkit in action. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Our team is here to help. Thanks for watching.